Hello. Um, I had a weird night last night, and I feel like I want to talk about it with you guys directly because it feels like my audience are people that directly sort of might understand um how I feel. And last night I was having what I would only be able to identify as severe imposter syndrome. you know, I went back and I watched a lot of my content. Then I started watching like Tiny Desk, and I started kind of comparing myself to other people and being pretty hard on myself. Like I haven't made it. And just the thought of like people don't watch me for my music, they watch me because it's entertaining. And I really don't have much product or substance to what I'm creating at the moment. And that's sad to me, you know? That's something that I wish I felt more fulfilled in. Um, and it's something that I wish I focused more on because it's not anyone else's fault but mine. I'm 30. I've been doing YouTube for 4 years. Before that, I was traveling with beatboxing and touring and being support acts for people and doing festivals and all this random shit. But even when I was doing that, there was no money in it. And that's a big reason why I took a step back, got better at music, and started focusing on like being able to maybe one day produce what I really want to produce. And this is almost me just confirming to myself what I'm doing, but I guess I could just talk about it because I do kind of have a business plan with Mr. Wobbles. And the idea is to get to a point where I'm uploading consistently with Omegle or these things that are like, kind of cash cows. They make money for me. They're fun to do. They're good practice. Doing a stream once or twice a week and not focusing on games because as much as I love games, the amount of work that's required for a great gaming video to pop off versus, the likelihood of it being seen because of how game algorithms work now, where you have to have really long format, edited, consistent videos, is not really worth it in comparison to being able to do an Omegle or being able to just post covers. And I want to step away from gaming as much as I did. And I want to if I do gaming videos, I want them to be like succinct, focused videos that I do and I record with the idea of making a video. Because playing games all the time does kind of take away from so much other aspects of my life. And, I'll play games here and there, but I can't give myself up to it. Um, so yeah, that's what I want to get Mr. Wobbles to as a project. And then while I'm doing that, I want to start taking some of the money that I make and like putting it into really recording stuff in ways that I want to record it and make it. Like I want to produce music genuinely and I want to make stuff that I'm proud of. And it's crazy because I look at the music that I've made so far and none of it is really a representation of what I actually want to make. Like Stick Around is a great middle ground between, kind of the lo-fi beats I used to steal off YouTube and make songs with and where I want to go, which is kind of like heartfelt, emotionally tied, uh, like lo-fi house kind of. And Stick Around has that idea, and I've just been so afraid to kind of define my sound and make music, and it makes me sad because I think that with all this content that I make and all this music that I make and all this practice that I've done, I still don't feel fulfilled in terms of how I've given people my actual product, which is my own music. And yeah, like it kind of, after watching a bunch of Tiny Desk last night and just really thinking about it made me sad in a lot of ways. And I'm also not going to sit here and say that my job or doing YouTube in any way, shape, or form isn't a great privilege. Like, I know how hard people have it in the entertainment industry, and I'm not sitting here saying, oh, wah. It's literally my fault. And I'm not trying to be a victim. I'm just acknowledging that I need to start making music that I really like. And I need to create a system where I could be balanced in putting out content while also being just as balanced into focusing on my own recording and creating my own things of sustenance that I can give to people. Um, yeah. you know? And that's a weird feeling, dude. It's weird to be like, I can make a pretty good living doing what I love, and I need to start kind of giving back artistically, is like how I feel. I feel a great pull on me to give back to people who like my music and like my personality, to show them the art behind what I actually want to do. And I need to start creating that more. And it's weird, dude, the imposter syndrome of being like, I have this huge platform and I'm doing so well, but then not really having something to show somebody besides like an Omegle video is odd to me. Like I want to have cool shit, man. I really do. There's so many things I want to do with my channel rather than just upload consistently. Like I want to start doing covers, and I want to focus on making my Patreon actually a Patreon, like just $1. You know, you come in, you fucking pay $1, you can be in my Discord and have special roles. I ask you about this video, you get to see content before it's uploaded. I already do that with my Discord, but just like make it incentivize, and, you know, start doing like song streams where I make a song by the end of the stream and you guys help with that, and then I get it mixed professionally based on how much we make, and the entire stream goes into the song. And you know, I feel like I have this audience of people that just want to see me do good. You know, they just want to like support me. And I don't know many creators of my size that are in as lucky of a position as I am in. And it's not something I want to squander. I don't want to look back in 10 years and be like, I wasted so much potential. I've only realistically been doing YouTube in my late 20s. And now I'm 30 and I have like the platform. So now it's my time to really like harness it and make no excuses in doing so. And that's kind of been my thought process lately, you know? And it is kind of doomy to see, like I made 2 sponsored videos recently for Azar, and the videos didn't do super well. You know, they're like under 100K, and that sucks. But then like this week, I have a collaboration with Marcus Veltri. So I'm having a lot of highs and lows. And I think that's a consistent thing with YouTube that I forgot, is like you have these great videos that do really well and everything's going good. And then the next video doesn't do super well. It's easy to feel like everything's going bad when it really, in reality, it isn't, you know? One time I met Big Dawes TV, who's a prank channel, at a party. And like something he said at this party at like a, you know, we were all hanging out. It was like Loft and Churdleys and all these random people. And he said something that has stuck in my brain since then, in like 2017. And he was like, yeah, I just upload videos, you know? I just upload what I can, when I can. And it's the best version of me at the moment. And that kind of stuck with me really hard, because I feel like that goes so deep into everything. It's like, just make the best thing you can right now and put it out. And that's really how you have to do so many things in the entertainment industry, or just music in general now, is you have to fucking release, you have to just put it out. And I have this weird purism with my own music where I feel like if it's not perfect, and if it's not like exactly what I want to put out, it's going to affect myself. It's going to like like, I feel like I have only one shot to put this out or to do this, but I'm not, like, I'm saying this while also acknowledging in my brain that if I don't start releasing stuff, I'm never going to get to the point where I feel like I put out my grand opus or my perfect thing, because I don't have the leverage and the, you know, kind of snowballing into getting better at music, and getting better at producing, and getting better at like knowing what I want to hear in my music. And that's weird, you know? That seems to be a catch-22 in my brain for me that I am constantly fighting against. And I need to figure out, not even figure out, I know what to do. I just need to do it. And I need to stop being afraid of it. And that's something I want to like talk about more. I feel like I don't really offer myself up as vulnerably as I used to. And it's probably because I like go to therapy and have a balanced social life right now. And it wasn't really healthy for me to always kind of rely on my audience and like YouTube comments for, you know, therapy, or to talk to you guys directly about how I'm feeling all the time. you know, especially for like women and for whatever it is that I ever found reasons to complain about, you know. The best thing to do is to take charge of your own shit and take responsibility for it. And I've done some bad shit. I've been a bad person, but it's not like I haven't done a lot to figure out how to navigate through that and try to better myself and put myself in positions where I could be the best for the person that I really, want to be, and for the person I want to be for others. And that's weird, dude. It's weird to like fucking zone into that all of a sudden, because I spent so long, in my opinion, being kind of victim-y. And when I say victim-y, I think the victim mentality is believing that no matter what, you're always going to lose, and that failure is like end all be all. It's like dooming, And I for the longest time just had this mentality like, oh, you can't lose weight. You can't. Oh, you can't get better at music. You're always just going to kind of be bad. You can't win beatbox battles, so don't go to them. You can't, you can't travel because it's too expensive. Don't go travel. You can't find a girlfriend, so like make a joke out of trying to find a girlfriend on the internet. These things all stemmed from like self-depreciation and imposter syndrome. And I guess I'm linking this back to like the reason why I probably haven't released music and done this for myself is because it's literally just self-depreciation. It's thinking I'm not good enough. And that's like, on Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I guess you could say that's like my artistic, that's the top, that's the hardest thing to get to for me, is like releasing my actual artistic mindset and my purism and holding on to like what I think, I'm so bad and I can't make something good. I need to let that go. And I think that that's the final step for me. Like I've worked really hard to put myself in a position where even like my girlfriend currently, it's like I'm dating someone that I think is amazing and she's great. And that's wild to me because I've dated a lot of people who have treated me extremely horribly, like just really, really bad people that have brought out the worst in me and probably the worst in themselves. And I think I've put myself in a position, mentally and emotionally where I'm actually able to match finding someone and treating them well and getting treated well back. And I think that goes for so many things that you don't really realize. That's a very pertinent constant, is if you treat yourself good, things might come back well. With food, it's like I right now I've eaten horribly for like 7 days and I'm like, the world's gonna end. But there's also a part of me that's like, just eat some protein pancakes and some chicken for like 4 days. You'll feel better. You'll lose some weight. Just stop. Don't doom. Everything's not going to end. It's not the end of the world. And I think that, I've dealt with my friends and balancing things out and kind of doing better at my job and like releasing consistently and setting up collabs. And that's my last thing. And the imposter syndrome I feel consistently right now is something that I am like actively facing rather than just allowing it to kind of like nullify my ability and or emotions to want to do things. Sorry. I feel like it's so weird that I just sit here and talk about my inner monologue so openly. Maybe it's not. Maybe I don't need to apologize for it, But yeah, I guess I'm just posting this to say like I feel this all the time. And I feel bad for people who want to see me succeed. And I almost feel like I owe people at this point for like how lucky, like, dude, it's crazy to go to, like, I went to Nashville recently, and something crazy about Nashville is you have some of the best musicians quite possibly in the world, like playing in bars for no money, for tips every night on State Street. And that's what they do. They don't have big audiences. They they are just grinding, and they're 10 times better at music than me. And, like I went there and it was just like, fuck, man. Like there's some really talented people, and I'm not that talented. And I'm very lucky to have the attraction towards me, to maybe just want to see what I'm doing and to pay attention to me. And, I don't feel like I'm relatively narcissistic in the sense that like I like being looked at, or I like people like, I don't like compliments. It's weird to me when people kind of like know about me. It's weird to me when people like my music. I'm like, really? Are you sure? And I just feel so privileged to be like, so I keep saying like, but being able to do music and get better at it for 6 years, 7 years that I've been really doing YouTube has been the craziest direction I ever could have imagined my life going. Making a living off music was something I was told by my dad, by multiple family members, by friends, that it was just impossible. And there's people that are so much better than me. I think what I'm trying to imply is that there's people that are so much better than me that don't get to make a living off music and don't find that fulfillment. I find so much fulfillment in being able to spread joy and like do what I like to do, of kind of making other people happy through my instrument, which is the tool of music. And that's kind of the easiest way for me to do so, or through just my personality. And I think that's kind of my root feeling at all times is, making other people smile makes me smile. That's like, I guess that would be the whole point of why I do what I do, is like, I find entertainment in making other people fucking happy. Or, like what I've been doing, for instance, like I've been throwing parties with my friend in real life, and all my friends are like these, like we go downtown. We're all like kind of hipsters. Yeah, we go thrifting. Yeah, fucking, beach house type people. And it's funny to like get them out of that comfort zone and be like, yo, let's do karaoke. And just make people that would have never done karaoke like come up and be goofy and like make everybody laugh. And like stuff like that entertains me to no end. It really makes me super happy. And it's crazy how much that mentality goes into all aspects of my life, and how much I enjoy doing that everywhere, not just my YouTube channel. It's like that's what I strive for. And learning to do that without needing to see a smile from somebody else and just making myself happy has been a constant kind of war. And I don't know what it is. I don't know why I'm so hard on myself. I really wish I did know, because then I would beat it up. But I think like I've slowly been working on that, and learning how to make myself happy also seems to make other people happy. Like the reaction I've gotten from like just getting better at music while also losing weight, like focusing on myself and not doing content that's kind of like, flagellation, which is, I think that's, isn't flagellation, it's kind of like, let me see. Yeah, flogging yourself, like beating yourself up for other people. I got it right. I know my words. That's something that I've kind of come to realize in the past 2 years, is I don't need to humiliate myself or make myself look like an idiot, because I'm not. I could view myself in a positive way, and I could allow others to view myself in a positive way, and not completely have to be sarcastic or, crappy to myself for that. I don't need to be sardonic about my entire approach to myself and my music and everything. And I think for the longest time, that mindset has held me back from doing a lot of things. And, last night was a dark day. I got really bad imposter syndrome. I like watched the Trung Bao versus me battle and the Asmongold video and all these things that I've done. And it just like, what is next? And am I even good enough to do what's next? Do I really deserve to like have my cake and eat it? I think that's something that I am constantly fighting with, you know. Is my YouTube channel just going to die? Am I just going to be a failure, you know? Am I going to put out music and it's too late? People are going to be like, "Oh, well, I used to watch you, but I don't want to click on that." Am I not like a douchebag enough in the current, you know, influencer market where people are just so morally bankrupt left and right? You know, some of the biggest streamers you see right now, our biggest content creators, they're just like genuine pieces of shit that deserve to get punched in the face and are horrible fucking examples of like a positive role model and human being in the world. And they're just fucking killing it, you know? Have I like have I lost the boat? In that sense, I always fucking, I think that a lot. Cause I'm like, what do I, you know, so many people are obsessed with cloud and like being as completely deplorable and shitty as they possibly can be because it gets them clicks. And I'm wondering if that's like the only attention you can get online and still gain, you know, from the internet and still like kind of like pop off and stuff like that. I really do think that a lot. I wonder about that. You know, I just want to make positive content. I don't want to make shit like breaking other people down or making fun of people or, you know, the only person I want to make fun of truly is myself and also maybe a few like shitheads here and there. But all these things are constantly in my brain. So I want you guys to know that when I do a fucking song request stream and I make like, you know, even when I make a $20 per song, I feel like I'm living in a dreamland where there's no way that this is happening and it's just going to run out. It's just going to fucking run out. It's just going to end. Everything's going to end one day. There's no way people are going to stick around and want to watch me for this constantly. It's so weird to me, dude. It trips me the fuck out. And I don't know why. I wish I did. I wish I could kind of, you know, teeter it down to what am I going to do and what am I going to fix about myself and how am I going to find a way to look at this positively. But also it's like there's a doomy, stupid fucking voice in my head at all times. I hate it, dude. You know, that stupid doomy fucking voice is the voice that told me like, oh, you know, people don't want to watch your streams for you. You should like shave off your eyebrows because, you know, like humiliation, constantly humiliate yourself, you know, and don't do it for like fun. Do it because like you really don't like yourself. And that's the only way you could like ration out that people want to give you money or want to support you. Stuff like that, dude. It's stuff that I've thought about a lot. And like, I just constantly fucking think, what can I do to make myself a better role model and like just a better positive person for human beings that want to interact with my content or just want to watch me or just people in my own life, you know? So yeah, those are the deep, dark, troubled thoughts of your probably, you know, this guy you watch sometimes, Mr. Wobbles. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I think the point of all this is I know what I like to do, but I don't know how to approach finding out what I want to do for myself to make myself happy when it comes to music. And I want to find some type of fulfillment with it that I never thought I was allowed to receive, you know? I always viewed music as something that I had to do, and I never understood why. It was kind of just something that I was so drawn to that it became my entire life early on. It became all I wanted to do. I was obsessed with it. And now that I'm doing it, I don't want to like squander the ability for me to do more with it, you know? Like imagine me in a Reggie Watts, Mark Rebelay position. Imagine me getting flown out to do shows. Imagine me like really, you know, all those things require a lot of hard work and require a lot of like buckling down and figuring out what you need to do and how you need to do it. And that's going to take time for me. And that's going to take work. And that's going to take effort. That's going to take 8-hour days working on Ableton templates and 8-hour days looking at presets that I want to use in my setup. And all those things are really important and something that I need to do for myself in order to move forward. And that's something that I, you know, I never expected. I didn't play piano until like 5 years ago, dude. I played it very sparingly. I barely played guitar from like 20 to 26. I only beatboxed. I barely sang. I didn't think I was a singer. I kind of just like sang here and there. I thought I was all right, but never too good. You know, all these things that I've been working on and practicing on have just continuously gotten better. And it's come to a point where I'm like, I'll listen to me do like a song request or something, and it's almost like I'm weirded out because I'm like, is that really me? That does not sound like me, man. That's crazy. You know, it still hasn't clicked that maybe the work I do allows me the privilege to have confidence in my music and to continue on only doing more. Or I'm just a 30-year-old washed out YouTuber with gray hair who, you know, had a spot open to kind of do successful stuff, and I've kind of lost the opportunity to do so, and I'm just dwindling into internet obscurity because I don't do enough stuff to gain clout in negative ways, and I tend to just be okay with a small community rather than constantly trying to find ways to, you know, enhance my clout. I'd much rather just stay small, stay happy. But that's going to dwindle and die. Who knows? I guess we'll fucking figure it out, you know? All right, guys. Thank you. Bye.